Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday night, July 28th, and it is finally time for us to talk about some basketball again. And I could not be more excited, guys. It's funny and comical to me. I came into this WNBA All-Star Olympic break telling myself, I'm not going to place any bets on these games, right? In the Olympics, I'm not going to place any wagers. I'm just going to sit back. I'm just going to watch them and enjoy myself and just relax. It's hilarious, right? Who the hell was I trying to fool? If these TVs are showing basketball and these sports books are allowing me to place wagers on them, I'm gonna have some action on these games. I don't know what I was thinking. So without any further ado, guys, we are going to be diving into some Olympic basketball in these videos. I mean, it makes sense for me to stay on the women's side of things because that's where my brain has been enthralled for the previous few months heading into this Olympic break. So we're going to be going over Team USA specifically, women's basketball, their game starting tomorrow, and then moving forward throughout the rest of these Olympics. And just like the WNBA videos, we will break down and analyze each of these games. I'll talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points in the spread and any player props that I find for these games. And then any plays that I roll with officially myself, I will list down below in the pinned comments. So make sure you check back in to see if you'd like to ride along with me, or maybe you check back in and you're like, bro, those picks are trash. Maybe you decide you want to do the opposite. Whatever you guys decide, though, make sure you throw them down into the comments because I love to talk to you guys about it. I love to see what you guys cook up, and I love to celebrate with you guys when you cash on those picks that you cook up down there in the comments. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. We have Team USA taking on Team Japan tomorrow. USA is 19.5-point favorites for this one with an over-under sitting at 161.5. So the U.S. is going to begin their quest tomorrow for a 8th straight gold medal, and it would be their 10th overall in Olympic play. The U.S. women's ball team has just annihilated the competition over the years, guys. They have ran up a 72-3 record in Olympic play, and they are riding a 55 Olympic game winning streak into this year's action. Those numbers are absurd. So they'll be opening up group play against Japan, and how the Olympics, the format works, there are 3 groups consisting of 4 teams. And at these beginning stages, they will each play 1 game each against the remaining 3 teams in their groups, right? And then at the end of that, the top 2 teams from each group plus 2 wildcard teams, which just ends up being the top 2 third-place teams from the groups, they were all advanced to the quarterfinals. And then teams, they receive points for victories and losses. They receive points for point differential in each of their games and total points scored. And all of those factor into tiebreakers when determining who advances to the next round. So the fun thing for us as basketball fans and sports bettors, every second counts. No garbage time. Because, giving up a late run to bring, say, a 20-point victory down to an 11-point victory or so actually does have some implications down the road. So, with all that said, I like Team USA here, even with this larger 19.5-point line. This is a rematch of the 21 Olympic gold medal game, and we can't forget that the U.S., they held a 22-point lead late in the fourth before allowing a slight run by Japan to close the gap to 15 by game's end. Team USA, they were ready to celebrate an already won game at that point. They didn't have much incentive to continue to push the pace and run up the score on Japan. The US has a huge height advantage over Japan. This is going to be just probably the key in this game here. Japan's tallest player is their starting center, who stands at 6'1". Their leading scorer is only 5'4". 8 of the 12 women on Team USA stand at 6 foot or taller. Kelsey Plum is the shortest. She's 5'8". They have 3 different bigs. Brianna Stewart at 6'4". Asia Wilson, who's been the most dominant player in women's basketball this year, she's 6'5". And then they have Brittany Griner, who's basically she's like the Shaq of the WNBA, with also a mid-range jumper. She stands at 6'9". So Team USA, they should be able to dominate the glass in this one and the paint. The U.S. has not lost a game in the Olympics since the formation of the WNBA, and this year's roster is just a collection of some of the league's most elite players. 6 of the top 7 scoring leaders in the W this year, they play for Team USA, and no current players on the Japan roster currently play in the league. Japan lost by 13 to France, and then by 10 to Belgium in 2 exhibition games leading into these group play games. While Team USA lost an exhibition to the WNBA All-Star team, that was a team comprised of just that, WNBA All-Stars, and that's something that France and Belgium can't lay claim to that as well, So the U.S. team, they did follow up that loss, though, with an 84-57 beatdown over Germany, and they also have won their last 10 Olympic openers now by an average of 31 points. So all that to say, again, I like the 19.5 here. But I really, really like taking a look at the first quarter with Team USA laying 5.5. In their last exhibition game against Germany, they held them to just 9 first quarter points. And also 7 fourth quarter points for good measure, right? This team, they can lock up and they can contain a much smaller Japan team, and they can dominate them early and often down low. That's what they did in that 21 gold medal game. They just kept feeding Brittany Griner in the post at the beginning of that game and really just kind of bridged the gap from the get-go. This game here, to me, is just going to come down to effort, right? Like if Team USA comes out with the right effort, they're gonna put a beating on them early. So that's something that, it's not something that you can predict, really. You can't predict effort, but you have to think. You have to figure that they will look to come out and put away any kind of notion that Japan can hang with them in this one, after Japan's surprise run to silver in the 21 games. This is the Olympic opener. You got to think that they want to come out and make a statement here. So that 5.5 point spread, it honestly does not feel big enough for a team as talented as Team USA. And you gotta, I don't know if the sports books are thinking the same thing. Like, is it an effort thing? Are they going to come out and put their best foot forward? I think they will. In the first game of the Olympics, I think they will. So I like that one there. And then as far as a total, I'm inclined to lean under looking at it full game. Obviously, Team USA, they have the ability to score in bunches. But I think we have to consider the facts that, one, they do have this substantial size advantage, right? And feeding the ball down low and working more inside out on offense is going to slow down the pace of the game. And then, two, we've seen this U.S. team show their dominance on defense, giving up just 57 points to Germany. Like we said, only 9 first quarter points and 7 fourth quarter points in that one. They held Japan to just 75 in that gold medal game in 21, and Japan was held to just 65 and 62 points against France and Belgium in their 2 exhibition games against them. So I like taking a look at the full game under, but I like taking a peek at the team total under for Japan as well. We can get that at 72.5 right now. And then I also like the first quarter team total under 17.5 for Japan. If we think that the Team USA is going to come out and just kind of stomp on them right from the get-go, and I like that 5.5 point spread. I also like them holding Japan under 18 points. So for a player prop, I'm looking at Alyssa Thomas and her rebound line of over 4.5. Over the course of the season, she's averaged just over 9 rebounds per game, and then just under 6 rebounds in 22 minutes of action per game through the qualifying tournament in Belgium. Alyssa Thomas is a triple-double threat in the WNBA on a nightly basis. And, we don't see them. We don't see triple-doubles as much in the WNBA as you see in the NBA. But she is consistently right there, a couple rebounds shy, a couple points shy, a couple assists shy. She's just consistently there on a nightly basis. She's kind of, the Draymond Green type in the WNBA, where she can just kind of beat you multiple ways. And with the size advantage here over Japan, the only thing that could hurt this play would be a lack of playing time, in my opinion. But we see in 22 minutes of action, she's been able to top this number, like I said, in the qualifying tournament. So I still like this play here. It's definitely something that I think is worth taking a flyer on. And I'm also looking at Sabrina Ionescu under 9.5 points. Now, I know she's an elite scorer, one of the biggest threats from the three-point line that the WNBA knows, right? But this is a U.S. team that features so many scoring options, so many elite stars, that Sabrina is regulated to a supporting cast role off of the bench. In the 5 games that she's played with Team USA this year, 3 qualifying games and then 2 exhibitions, she's failed to hit this number in each of those games. She's failed to hit the over. So while fading Sabrina on the point sounds scary initially, I think that the plus money on her over, to me, it just smells trappy. So I'm going to lay off of that there. I'm actually going to go reverse. I'm going to go with the under there. So that's just about going to wrap it up here for another episode. If you guys found the content helpful or useful in any kind of way, if you like the content, please do not forget to smash that like button down there. Hit subscribe if you have not already. That way you're not missing out on any of the content that we are dropping daily here at the Guy Boston Sports Channel. And that's going to do it, man. I hope that we have a great day today, guys. Best of luck to everybody. Bet responsibly. Now let's go get a bag.